Right, done. Remove all this. Next job. Don't look so sulky. We got a few jobs done. There's always a failure. For everything you do right, there's always going to be a failure. Remember that, guys. Yeah, well...
Can I get it in the bin of shame?
No, would you be able to fit in there? Yeah, really, honestly.
I probably would. I probably would. I probably would.
Oh my God.
Anyway.
Right, okay, I'm going to have another cookie, but before then, actually, we've got to get this tank sorted because we've got cracks all over the place. We can't let Nick go with a cracked tank. I mean, we've jacked up that window. That's not a problem now. I don't really want to do a complete drain. So basically, we're just going to let it drip down here. So this is the feed into the tank. So this is where it's going to drip most. I'll put a pan underneath and we'll just take these 3 hoses off. Let's just, well, I'll take that cap off. Just let a bit of gravity. Yes, I have. I've got the right tool for the job. Right, here we go then. Now there's no manner of doing this. We're just changing the bottle. We're literally just going to change the bottle and replenish the coolant in here. Now I'm going to take off these expansion hoses. I mean, this isn't particularly the right tool for the job, but it does the right thing. It just sort of clinches the hose down. And then you've got this other one here. Just going to give it a wiggle. It does get rusted in the same place. Okay. Just get a pick and break that bond. Just gently. Just break it off. And it should move after a while. There we go. You are going to have to probably go around, but it'll be enough to get things moving. They can get stuck. These are known to crack and break, so be careful. But the truth is, I don't care about these. I care more about the hoses. Well, I'm trying to get this off, and this clip, like most things on Nick's car, seems to be detonating. That is pretty unusual, actually. These clips are quite good, but this is rusted so much it is literally just sheared. So what I'm hoping to do now is just shuffle the whole hose off. There we go, that's off. Right, now we can just push these off the stoppers. Okay, lovely. Right, I'll deal with that hose clip in a second because I'll get that off and replace it. I might have a spare for that. You might be lucky, Nick. And then this one. There won't be any coolant loss because this is the expansion. You won't get any coolant in here unless you've been recently driving on a hot journey. And believe you me, touching the cooling system with a hot engine is a no-no. Particularly considering the pressures in this thing. There we go.
I think someone's having a wee.
Right, while that's having a wee, one single bolt there. That is tight, tight, tight. I usually try and get the hoses moved out the way. Just put that there, and it just comes off its back clip over here. You might have to get a screwdriver in for this back clip,
just in case it goes in your face.
Well, it's not going to go everywhere, but you know.
Don't want to go in your face.
Well, it's all right. I've had worse, trust me. This is a video of how not to do things, but everything on this car seems to fight. There we go. Done. See. Now, I'm just going to release that.
Might as well let it all drain out.
Yeah, well, as I say, we're going to take off all this. It's all coming out very slowly. Didn't expect too much on the expansion, but it's come back. It goes from the rear of the cylinder head, and what's happened here is we're getting some sort of siphoning. So as soon as it starts running, it keeps running. It's like a fuel coming out of a petrol tank. As soon as it starts running, if you've ever tried to suck on an old hose pipe, once you've got it, well, essentially got it running into your mouth, it will keep on going. That's the same. But that's quite discoloured actually. It's not the cleanest. We're going to have a look at that in a second. She's not the appropriate tool to use, but my God. Right, that's done. Okay. Well, this is quite easy to twist off. It's quite a nice big hose to get your fist on. I've been used to draining quite a few cooling systems recently. Here we go. Lovely. Oh, drop it everywhere, don't I? There we go. Well, this is another part for the bin of shame. Well, not shame, it's done its service, but there's too many sort of micro cracks everywhere.
We need the lid. Oh,
You need the cap.
no, I've got one now, haven't I?
Oh no, we have a cap actually. I didn't think so, but I will still keep it, even though it's a bit dirty, but it's usable. Anyway, bin of shame.
The bin of shame.
Shame. Shame. Shame. Shame. Right, new cap. And it comes with a nice new bolt. Oh, better condition than the old one. So yeah, we'll just stick that back on and hook that back on there and put the screw in. I tell you what, for a second-hand bottle, this is quite nice. Just put that on. So, good. Right, we stick that clamp, which has somehow disappeared all the way down. I'm going to try and just feed it back over again. So once again, I'm going to need the magic pliers of, well, these are supposedly what they call water pump pliers, and they are really good, but I can't be bothered to get the correct tool today. And to be fair, most of you will probably have one of these in the house. It's just difficult getting an initial grip, and then you could just slowly get over. You've got to control it and then slip. Done. Lovely. Right, now expansion hoses. It doesn't matter where they go, but generally this one from the radiator, I generally put it on the left hand side. We can't do that because I've actually got to extract this now, because it's just completely and utterly gone. So this could be take some time, but I'm just gonna ease it off the pipe by sticking a pick through and just easing it off. I've been for a look, and I'm afraid your car's got to wear one of these cheap things. These are very cheap Jubilee clips. I bought them so long ago, I can't remember where I bought them from, but it's going to have to do, because I have got some in storage, but they're somewhere in storage. And yeah, so the only thing with Jubilee clips is it's user error usually, over tightening Jubilee clips. That's the main problem with them. But as long as you tighten them so much, you won't really have too many issues. So I'm just going to clamp this down. There we go. That is relatively tight. There we go. So you just leave it as it is, and then we've got the old clip. Just push this on. Push it all the way. Lovely. Yeah, as I say, I do have some correct tools for this job, but ideally, sometimes needs must. You don't have these things around, so you have to learn to use basic tools. Done. There you go. All sorted. Now we just need to refill. Now, filling, ready mixed. We have got ready mixed stuff. We have got some concentrated stuff with deionized water. Well done, Nick. That is exactly what you need to use. You have to do it on a 50-50 basis. That's what I generally do. But we're going to use ready mix because we've only topping up part of the system. All the hoses back on. It's all done. It's all been drained. In fact, let's just get the old coolant out before I put the new stuff in. That's not the dirtiest, but it's not the cleanest. But I have seen worse. But it has been changed a little bit. I can see. No, don't worry about that. That oil was already in. There was a tiny bit of oil from an oil change I did. That is normally my oil change pan, so don't worry about that.
I was going to say,
no,
juice.
not at all. But in terms of filling up, be very careful. Mark 1s are very. If you've got an airlock in a Mark 1, you've obviously guzzled it in. Try and control it as much as possible. They will self-bleed. And when I say self-bleed, they don't have a bleed nipple, but you just have to be very careful. So just try and just pour it in very gently. I think we could take about a litre or two, probably. You can hear that gulping. Right, we're going to leave that. I've just filled it to the max. We're going to leave that for a few minutes. Let the air burp out the system. We've got the cap off. Just take your time at this stage. Now, obviously, Nicky's going to drive this car all the way back home. What you might find, my friend, is you might find your coolant will actually drop a little bit. So when you get home, you may hear a little bit of air in the system, like gurgling around the heater matrix. You might find that, but just on your way home, as much as it will probably kill you, just open the windows up, keep yourself cool, but have the heater blowers on. Set it to hot and just have your blowers on. And that will allow the hot coolant to circulate a little bit better. And it will certainly help. When you get home...
What number, fan?
1 or 2. It doesn't really matter as long as it's on the hot setting. Yeah. Just make sure it's on the hot. The rule of thumb is then, when you get home, you're going to leave it overnight. When you come back to it in the morning, you need to top up again because I guarantee it would have dropped. You don't have to have the cap off. You don't have to park up and then cool it down, take the cap off and leave the cap off overnight. You don't need to. Leave the cap on the car. It will naturally burp the air out the top. What I would suggest though in the morning is you open the bonnet, take the cap off, and all that excess air that might be trapped in the tank, when you take that cap off, it may just, and the level will go down, exactly that manner. And that's it. You shouldn't have any problems with a Mark 1 bleeding them. You'd have to be really silly to get it wrong. Let's have a look again, and it hasn't dropped the slightest bit. What I'm going to do, because I anticipate air, because there will be air from this, there won't be much air, is I'm going to put over half. I'm going to put a little bit more. That's it. We're now way over the maximum. We're on quite a level driveway here. We're over the maximum. And on Mark 1s, as I say, they are extremely good at bleeding themselves out because the cooling tank, the expansion tank is in the right place. It's higher than the radiator. Some cars, the radiator is higher than the expansion tank. That's a problem with bleeding, really is a problem. They are very prone to getting air trapped in them. Mark 1s are not like that. Anyway, I'm going to leave this here and put the cap back on. That's us done for today. We're knackered, both of us. It's been a long day, and we've had some successes and we've had a failure. Well, not quite a failure, a sidestep. We'll get the correct regulator and fit it. So we put the block of wood in there. I've not bothered to put the regulator back in. It's in the bin. Well, it's not in the bin. It's going to be weighed in. There's a lot of things that are going to be weighed in. So I'll definitely get a few quid's worth for that flexi. But otherwise, we're okay. The reverse light wiring we need to obtain. Obviously that regulator. And a few bits and pieces like a thermostat we might be able to fit. We just wanted to get the coolant bottle sorted today. Thermostat, the knock sensor that is missing on his car, he's actually missing one because we've got the wiring down there. So inlet manifold out, new gasket, thermostat housing out, it's all going to be sort of taken up the front. So as opposed to doing the back of the engine, we'll do the easier side, and that is the front of the engine. But that's all good. and we've got to say goodbye to him now, and hopefully he tells me in a few hours he gets home. Fingers crossed. What's the name for this car? Jazabella. Jazabella is looking a lot better now. I forgot the speedo, so we'll sort that out as well. But we've done a lot. We've made a lot of progress, and we've had a bit of a laugh.
Yeah.
In more ways than one.
Yeah.
You don't sound enthusiastic about that.
I do. I'm just disappointed that.
Don't worry about the window. We'll sort that out. We'll sort that out. You just need to get another one. Get your refund for that one. Make sure you send it and get a refund for it. If you get a new one with the 8-pin, and you know what to look for now, just the intricate details. We all get it wrong. So we'll get that sorted next time, amongst a load of other bits. So we've already got a list of things for the next time. So until then.
If I don't come back or you'll hear me from me, it's, you know, the car's got set on fire.
Set on fire because
set
of
on fire from the new Flex.
The new Flexi's still smoking a little bit. Yeah, I know. It's burning off. It will burn off. So you're going to let me know if you get home properly, because we've done a lot of things, but you'll get home. There's nothing on this car that... And I'll tell you what, you put this in for the MOT, because of the fact that the seals have been patched up, this will pass. This will pass straight away. You know, as I said to you earlier, I find it liberating that you can buy, I mean, not even this, you can buy a £400 Ford Focus that works the way it does. And this car, which is at the lower end as well. And quite frankly, you're not spending a fortune buying one. You know, I know friends who've bought cars for £3,000, £4,000, £5,000, £6,000 because they want the newest car possible. And I just think it's so liberating being able to just think, I'm not bothered about that. I just want a nice car with a bit of character that just works, and you can find it, can't you?
Yeah, I've got 3 of them.
Yeah, exactly. Too many of them.
I've got 2 of these and a Mondeo.
Mondeos are good. Mondeos are good. I like them cars. Right, we shall be seeing you very soon. I have no idea how long this episode is. I have yet to go and even look at my phone, the amount of videos on it. So anyway, let's end it here. You take care, Nick.
I will.
What do we need to do?
Like and subscribe.
Yeah, that was rubbish. Like, subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
That's better. That's much better. Right?
And I'll see you on the 23rd.
Yeah, exactly. I will see you on the 23rd of September very soon at the Motorist. Are you taking this?
Might take this, or I might take the diesel.
Might take the diesel,
Depends
whichever
if
way.
I can get the steering rack done.
Yeah, I know. It's the outer knuckle. It's not the steering rack. Trust me, it's the outer knuckle. I don't think it's the steering rack.
The outer track rod.
Yes, it's the outer one. So you've got the track rod end and you've got the outer with the knuckle that just, it twists onto the steering rack. It's nothing, honestly. Getting it off can be a bit of a pain, but it's not the rack. What it is, the joints moving in and out too much. Yeah. That's why they can't track it. It's not the steering rack. You'll know if it's a steering rack, it'll go tight and then it'll go loose, or it'll go clunky. Yeah, it'll go like that. Trust me. Cool.
Like that.
Tiny bit. There's a tiny bit of wear. That's the mine does that. Mine makes that slight wear sound. I reckon if you did that test on most Mark 1s, there will be some form of play. I've seen it where people have fitted reconditioned steering racks and they've still got that slight knocking. I do think it's the outers. When you fit a new steering rack, you have to fit new outers, just all new, and then you know where you stand. It's one of them things, but I won't worry too much about it. This one may have a bit of wear on the rack. I'm aware that mine may have a bit of wear, but it's not to the point where it's skipping or causing me problems or me thinking this is not good. So, well, it is.
So you want me to leave the blowers on for 2 hours?
No, not constantly. You can actually leave the blower off as long as it's actually turned to hot. But occasionally you might want to just put the blower on just to get a bit of hot air out the system, just to let it circulate a little bit better. When you take heat away from the cooling system, kind of allows the coolant to actually circulate a little bit better because it's a bit cooler. Bit of science behind that. There is a reason, but just keep it on hot as a minimum, and then every so often just turn it on. That's the main thing. And then do what I said yesterday. Do what I said. In the morning, go to your car, take the cap off and top up, because it will have dropped.
Up to the maximum.
Yeah, up to the maximum. Yeah, we want it up there. Right. Cool.
Okay.
No worries. I shall see you very soon.
3-hour drive back to Cumbria.
Cumbria. Oh my
Adam,
goodness.
You should know.
No, not at all. A 3-hour drive. Bloody hell.
M6 as well.
M6. Last time I went on there was tons of traffic jams. Maybe I got it at the wrong time of the year. Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe not. Hopefully for your sake. Cool, man. You take care. Yeah, that sounds a lot nicer now. And we've got a couple of bulbs out up there. I noticed that. She's on the mend, and that's the main thing. Now, we need to do a few things. Well, I need to clean up for a start. But it's really nice to help somebody in the Mark 1 community. I get a video out of it. I get good company. We had a laugh. We had quite a few laughs today. He's been through my bag of Mark 1 bolts of how many Mark 1s are in this box. Just it's only small, but there's quite a few fixings, and he's found what he needed. And we've made sure that we haven't clashed, because he's got a Halford's advanced tool set like me, so we've made sure we've probably mixed up tools, knowing us, but we've all got our stuff, and this will be weighed in. It's too good to go in the bin of shame. I'm going to get some pennies for this. Anyway guys, I am going to see you very soon. There will be more videos on Project Ruby, yes, it's really good to see a Mark 1 coming in and leaving much better than it was before. Anyway, you take care, guys. See you very soon.
Good morning, viewers. It's the day after, to say, from when Andrew did the exhaust manifold and the rocker cover gasket, and as you can see, I got back safely. It didn't catch fire, but you know, Andrew, I have faith in your capability and your work anyway, so that wasn't a problem much. But yeah, it ran absolutely sweet as a nut. It's very responsive now, which is good. Very quiet, and yeah, let's see what the coolant's like, because obviously now the engine is cold because it's been sat overnight, and can get you in here. I don't even need to add any, because I don't know if you can see that, viewers, but it is actually on just above the maximum line, whereas it was up here. It was up here when Andrew filled it yesterday. But yeah, I don't even need to add any, so a massive well done, Andrew, for that. Yeah, I really appreciate your work you did yesterday, Andrew. A massive shout out to you, and all your effort, and me being the cameraman. Yeah, and massive shout out to